when he brought them out of Egypt. When it's the second time, when he gathered them out of all nations wherein they have been scattered. Go ahead and read on.
Which shall be left from Assyria.
Which shall be left from Assyria. Go ahead and read on.
And from Egypt.
From Egypt. In other words, they've been scattered down in Egypt as well. Go ahead and read on.
And from Pathros.
And from Pathros. Go ahead and read.
And from Cush.
And from Cush. Where's Cush? That is Ethiopia, right. Isn't it? So now if Israel going to be gathered out of Ethiopia, that must mean that they have been scattered down in Ethiopia, right?
That's right.
Okay. Just want to make sure you understand me. Let's go to, that is good for right now. Let's go to the Grolier Encyclopedia here. And we are going to read, I just made a copy out of it. We're going to read from volume 7, page 200. I want you to read what's underlined in red there. Volume 7, page 200. Show me that picture of the Philasian. Yeah, the Philasian. There we go. That's what I want right there. Go ahead and read.
Philasians.
Philasians.
The Philasians are a group of Ethiopians who claim Jewish origin as descendants of Menelik.
Now, he said, it said they are a group of Ethiopians, and they claim Jewish origin. And that claim is right. You want to know how the Philasians look? That's a picture one right there. That's how they look. And they look like an Ethiopian, don't they? But these people say, no, we're not Ethiopians. We are Jews. We have Jewish heritage. Go ahead and read on.
The alleged son of King Solomon, the queen of Sheba. The Philasians observed the traditions of Judaism.
We said that they observe the traditions of what's called Judaism. Go ahead and read on.
They practice monogamy.
In other words, one wife. Go ahead and read on.
Obey the biblical laws of purity and circumcision.
Oh, you mean they believe in the Bible. Right. And they obey the biblical laws of circumcision, just like the Limber people did. You understand what I'm saying? Then they did, they did the circumcision and don't eat pork and keep the Sabbath day and all of that. These are dog people that we're looking at. Go ahead and read on.
Observe the Sabbath and biblical holidays.
And he said they observe the Sabbath and biblical holidays like we do. Why do we observe the Sabbath and biblical holidays? Because we looked in the Bible and we discovered that we was Israel, and we decided we're going to obey the laws that God gave to Israel. Go ahead and read on.
Recite traditional prayers and follow biblical dietary customs.
Go ahead. Keep reading what's on the line in red there.
The name Philastia, Amharic for stranger.
Oh, so now the name Philasian, that's what it means. It means stranger. Go ahead and read.
Was given to them by other Ethiopians that called themselves
Wait a minute. Israel. He said that name Philasians was given to them by the Ethiopians. That's who gave them the name Philasians. Just like we were given the name Negro. But now it said these people, they was given the name Philasians by the Ethiopians. But what do they call themselves? Go ahead and read.
In 1984.
No. Back up.
Philasians. The name Philastia, Aramaic for stranger,
go ahead,
was given to them by other Ethiopians.
So now the Ethiopians gave them the name Philasians. That means stranger. But what do they call themselves? Go ahead.
They call themselves Beta Israel.
But they call themselves the House of Israel. Just like we were given the name Negro. But we said, no, we ain't no Negro. We are the children of Israel.
That's right. That's right.
How did we come up with that information? We got it out of the Bible. How did they come up with that information? They got it out of the Bible. So the Limber people, dog people, they looked into the Bible and they discovered that they were of the seed of the Israelites. Then the Philasians, they did the same thing. Then you have us, the so-called Negroes, we did the same identical thing. Did you finish all of that?
I got a small piece right here.
Go ahead and read it.
In 1984 and 85, thousands of them were airlifted to Israel in a rescue operation sponsored by the Israeli government.
So now it said in 1985. That's what this is about. We're not going to read. We're going to read some excerpts from it next in the next lesson. But that's what this is about. It's because they got an article in here that talks about how the Edomites airlifted these people out of Ethiopia and brought them back to the land of Israel and acknowledged that they are the Israelites.
That's right.
That's what the Edomites did. And it's all in here. And we're going to read some of it next week. If you're old enough to remember 1985 and 86 back then, you will remember that airlift. It was in the paper. This came out of the Chicago Sun-Times, April 28th, 1985. And it talks about how the Ethiopians went down there, how the Edomites went down there and brought some of these people out of Ethiopia. It brought out about 7,000, and it said it was something like still another 7,000 still down there. But then the Lord talks about here in Isaiah chapter 11 that he's going to gather Israel out of all of these places, and one of the places that he named was Cush, right? Right. So if he's going to gather them out of Cush, that means they ain't going to have to be there, don't they? Yes, they are. They know that they are Israelites. But the people said that they are Philistines, which means stranger. But they said, no, we the house of Israel. They tell me that I'm a Negro. I said, no, I'm not. I'm an Israelite. That's who I am. Because I did my homework. And I found out who I was.
That's right.
Now, let's go to we're going to read a definition here from the Random House Dictionary. And the definition we're going to read here is Negro. Read what's underlined in red there. Go ahead and read.
Negro.
Uh-huh.
One having dark skin, pigmentation.
Uh-huh.
Pertaining to or
A
character.
Negro is one that have dark skin or pigmentation. Go ahead and read.
Pertaining to or characteristics of black race of mankind.
Uh-huh.
The indigenous people of Africa.
Go ahead.
Generally characterized by brown to black pigmentation.
Generally characterized by brown to black pigmentation. In other words, looking like me. Go ahead and read on.
Broad, flat nose.
You know. Broad, flat nose, you know. Go ahead and read.
Prognathism. Inverted lips.
You know, like mine, you know. Go ahead and read.
And woolly or crisp hair.
Well, I ain't got much left, but the little bit I got left, you know, it's woolly hair. You understand what I'm saying? I've got to read this again. Since we read it earlier, we're going to read it one more time. Okay. Read again from the Compact Bible Dictionary. Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary about Ham again. Go ahead and read.
Ham.
Uh-huh.
The youngest son of Noah.
Go ahead.
Born probably about 96 years before the flood.
Uh-huh. And
one of 8 persons to live through the flood.
Go ahead.
He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
Okay, so now, he became the forefather of the dark races, but not the Negro. And we read you what a Negro is. It's black person, you know, with the big lips and the woolly hair and all of that. That's what a Negro is. So now Ham was the forefather of the dark races, but not the Negroes. You something else you didn't read there. 2 other, little bit underlined right there. Okay. Negro and Niger. Go ahead and read.
Negro.
Negro.
Black.
Black. Go ahead and read.
Niger.
Niger.
Black.
Black. Okay, I want you to read that. Now, let's go to Acts chapter 13, and we're going to pick it up at verse 1. You know what a Negro is? You know they got the woolly hair and the thick lips and all of that. And the word Negro means black. And the word Niger means black.
That's right.
That came out of Random House Dictionary. We didn't put that in there. Acts chapter 13, verse 1. These were Israelites that we are reading about here. But I'm going to show you what they call these people. Go ahead and read. 13 and 1. Go ahead.
Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon that was called Niger.
Wait a minute. These are Israelites that we are reading about here. And what were they called? They were called Niger. Why were they called Niger? Why were they called black? Because that's what color they were. That's why they call the children of Cush Ethiopians. Ethiopian mean dark skin or burnt skin.
That's right.
So they look at these people and call them Ethiopia dark skin or burnt skin. They looked at you, Negro mean black, they called you Negro, which means black. Then they looked at these Israelites and they called them Niger, which means black. These were Israelites, though, that we're looking at, that we're reading about here. Let's go further. Let's go now to Exodus chapter 1, and we'll pick it up at verse 8. Israelites, they were in bondage to a dark race of people, the Egyptians. That's what they were in bondage to. A dark race of people, the Egyptians. Start reading at Exodus chapter 1 and began reading at verse 8. Exodus 1 and 8. Go ahead and read, brother.
Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
Go ahead and read.
And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
Go ahead and read.
Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply and come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
Go ahead and read.
Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasured cities, Pithom and Ramesses.
Now, you know, this is what the Egyptians, a dark race of people, was doing to the Israelites. Go ahead and read on.
But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
Go ahead.
And they were grieved because of the children of Israel. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage.
See what it said? They made them to serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage. Go ahead and read on.
In mortar and in brick.
In mortar and in other words, they had them building stuff. And you know, in mortar and in brick, it said. Go ahead and read on.
And in all manner of service in the field. And all their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor.
So, you know, they had them working in the field. And they had them making brick, building stuff, all of that. This is what the Egyptians, a dark race of people, did to the Israelites here now. Let's go to Acts chapter, Exodus chapter 5 and pick it up at verse 1. Exodus chapter 5 and pick it up at verse 1. 5 and 1. 5 and 1. Okay, go ahead and read.
And afterward Moses and Aaron went in and told Pharaoh, Thus said the Lord God of Israel, Let my people go, that they may hold a feast unto me in the wilderness.
Go ahead and read.
And Pharaoh said, Who is the Lord that I should obey his voice to let Israel go? I know not the Lord, neither will I let Israel go.
Go ahead and read.
And they said, The God of the Hebrews have met with us. Let us go, we pray thee, 3 days' journey into the desert, and sacrifice unto the Lord our God, lest he fall upon us with pestilence or with the sword.
Go ahead and read.
And the king of Egypt said unto them, Wherefore do ye, Moses and Aaron, let the people from their works get you unto your burdens.
Go ahead and read.
And Pharaoh said, Behold, the people of the land now are many, and you make them rest from their burdens.
So he said, Pharaoh said, Moses, what are you talking about, man? You say you making, I had them out there in the fields and making brick and all of that stuff, and you gonna let them rest from their burdens? Get you out of here. Make them people work. Go ahead and read on.
And Pharaoh commanded the same day the taskmasters of the people and their officers, saying, Ye shall no more give the people straw to make brick as heretofore.
Now he said, you shall no more give them